Okay, Bismillah. Now we come to the claim letters, and that's one of the assignments you will be writing. You're going to be writing two assignments or two letters, one called claim letters, and the other one is called adjustment letter. So this week, next week, and the week after that, we'll have the claim letter. Then 2 more weeks, we'll have the adjustment letter, and after that, you have the midterm. Okay, so these are included in the midterm. Okay, so claim letters. Okay, sometimes in the workplace, things don't always go great. Things don't go smoothly, so there are some problems. Maybe you couldn't deliver on time. Maybe you did not receive your stuff on time. Maybe there is an accident that you are filing for insurance or a claim. People make mistakes. Companies sometimes make promises but cannot keep them. For example, you might order a TV from souk.com. You might order a TV from souk.com, and maybe the TV will not come on time. Maybe you need it on time. Maybe it was you had planned a party or something to watch football game, World Cup, and you want it on a certain day before that day. Maybe it comes after that day. So now you feel you don't need a TV. Okay, you want it for that occasion. So maybe you write a claim letter, okay, to souk.com that they were late, you don't need the TV, you want your money back, you want an apology, whatever, okay? So what are claim letters? Claim or complaint letters request adjustment for what? For maybe defective goods, something wrong with the TV, broken screen, okay? Maybe poor services, or they complain about unfair treatment or something similar. Whatever you want to complain about, these are claim letters, okay? Types of claim letters. There are 2 types of claim letters. The first one is called routine claim letters, and the second one is called arguable claim letters, and each call for a different approach when you write them. Each one calls for a different approach when you write them. You don't write the same way. So the direct or routine claim letter, what's the meaning of arguable? Qabil, to debate, yeah, mujadala. We are not sure, not very clear. It's not very clear. So argue, yujadil, okay? You argue about something. You don't agree with somebody about something. So this kind of letter, not very clear. So maybe you are right, maybe you are wrong. So the company will deal with it, will probably argue. But with the routine claim letters, it's very clear. You know, you agreed to deliver the TV on this day, and they gave you guarantee. They didn't say between this day and that day. They said you will receive it by Sunday for sure, okay? And then you receive it 2 days later. That's very clear. The agreement was to receive it on Sunday. So they are called routine claim letters, and we'll look at it now. The approach, direct or indirect, for the routine letter claims typically takes a direct approach, okay? Because the customer's claim is not debatable. It's very clear that he needs compensation, a refund, changing the TV, whatever. The arguable claims present more of a persuasive challenge because they convey unwelcome news and are open to interpretation. Maybe the company does not agree with you. Okay, so you have to convince them that you are right. Arguable claims, therefore, typically take an indirect approach. They start with the details. We'll look at it now. Next one. So, guidelines for routine claim letters. Use a direct approach. Describe the request or problem immediately. Explain the problem, close courteously, restating the action you request. You start with describing the problem or what you want. I want a refund. Okay. You explain the problem because the TV was not delivered on time or because the TV screen is cracked. And then you close courteously, بأدب, restating the action you request. You write it again. You want a refund or you want a new TV, depending on what happened. Be polite and reasonable. Okay? You ordered a TV. They sent you a TV. You unpack the TV and you found the screen is cracked. You write a claim letter, but you don't ask for 2 TVs instead. You say, I went through trouble. I want 2 TVs. Okay? It doesn't work. So be reasonable. Either you want refund or you want a new TV. Okay? So be polite and reasonable. Your goal is not to sound off, but not to yell and scream at them. That's not your job. What you want to get what you want, which is either the money back, your refund, or you want a new TV, for example. Okay? That's what you want. So don't start shouting at them. Okay? You want, for example, a refund, a replacement, or an apology. Press اضغط. Somebody speaking.
Sorry.
Thank you. So press your claim objectively, بموضوعية. Okay? Yet firmly, by explaining it clearly and by stipulating the reasonable actions that will satisfy you. Do not insult the reader or insult the company. If you insult the reader and say, you are stupid people, you don't know how to deal with the customers, like, well, I'm not going to give you anything. Don't make him hate you, okay? So, okay, do not insult the reader or insult the company. Provide enough detail to clarify the basis for your claim. Explain the specific defect. So you get a TV with a cracked screen or a broken screen. You don't say the TV does not work. No, you say the screen is cracked.
Mention only the problem.
Mention exactly the problem. Okay? The cable, the electric cable of the TV is broken or cut. Okay? Or burnt. You don't say the TV does not work. You say the cable, the electric cable is malfunctioning, for example, or broken or cut off. So identify the faulty item precisely, giving serial and model numbers and the date and place of purchase. Where did you buy it from? When did you buy it? What order number was it? Conclude by expressing goodwill, حسن النية, goodwill, and confidence in the company's integrity. You are confident, you believe in the company's integrity, okay? So that makes them feel good. You say, I've always, for example, I've always dealt with your company and they always did a good job, great job, delivered on time and delivered good products. So I hope this will not happen again. So you give them good, do not make threats or create hostility, enmity. Don't make enemies, okay? Because you will get nothing. I mean, what do you benefit? Even if they send you a TV, what do you benefit when you make a problem? Just state the facts, try to be polite, okay? Because your objective is to get either a refund or an apology or replacement. So that's what you concentrate on, not to make enemies and fight with people. Any questions so far? Okay, here's an example of routine claim letter. It's direct structure, main point, then you go to the details. Okay, so let's look here. When we use the routine claim letter, direct structure, the problem is clear. Usually backed by a guarantee, they deliver it on the time, or they deliver it no defects, no problem with it. Positive response is expected. You expect immediately to say yes. Okay, you don't have to convince them. So here's an example. As someone who has worked with your company for over 10 years, we were disappointed to see that there were problems with a recent order we placed. In this introduction, you are saying who you are. You are somebody who has been dealing with the company for 10 years, okay? And you are explaining with what the problem is, which is, you know, that there were problems with a recent order we placed. You have an order that has some problems. Don't get angry. Be calm and polite. Be calm and polite. I was disappointed, okay? Now, the details, you're going to give the details now. As stated in our order, and you give the order number, okay? We requested 3,000 full color brochures. Unfortunately, when we checked the delivery, we found that the back cover was printed in black and white. So they requested full color brochures. They got the back of the brochure in black and white. So he's giving details about the problem in the discussion. Or give all the information the reader needs, the order number, and what did you order, and what did you get. Make sure you explain the problem exactly, okay? Here are some examples. The phone is broken. No, the phone doesn't charge. That's clear. It's not that it doesn't is broken. So be objective and stick to the facts. Here's the continuation. As these brochures are an important part of our marketing strategy, we would like you to provide us with replacement brochures with agreed color photographs by August 30th, or provide us with a refund. Here you are stating the desired compensation you want. You want the brochures by the 30th or a refund, okay? Ask for a reasonable compensation. You are not asking for 4,000 now. You order 3,000, you want 3,000, okay? You are not saying tomorrow, I want them tomorrow. You are giving them some time for them to finish doing it and send it to you. Don't ask the reader. Tell him what you want, okay? Tell him what you want. What you want here is, we would like you to provide us with replacement, okay? Don't ask him, oh, do you think it's a good idea if you provide us with this? No, maybe he doesn't think it's a good idea, okay? Is it satisfactory? Can you do it before the 30th? Maybe he can't. He say, no, we can't do it. We are too busy now. So you say, you want it by the 30th. You want it by the 30th. Or give me a refund. I'll find somebody else who will do it. Give the reader a deadline. Now, the conclusion. We look forward to receiving the brochures and continuing to work with Document Direct. That's the name of the company, okay? Or with your company, whatever the name of that company is. So now you are giving him good news also, that you want to continue to work with the company. It's not like, okay, this is the last time you will deal with the company. No, you look forward to continuing with the company. So you are giving him that they did not lose you. You're going to be their customer still. So close confidently and courteously, بأدب. Be confident and show that you trust the company to give you the compensation. Looking forward to receiving. I'll be receiving. So you use to plus verb ing. Looking forward to receiving. Okay. And thank you for your cooperation. You finish courteously. Thank you for your cooperation. Now with here, reminders, write the correct format, letterhead, date, address, salutation, body, complimentary closing, signature, type, name, and position. These are the standard ones. Then you have the subject and the 6 other non-specialized, the PS, postscript, and the enclosure and stuff like that. All right, so now we are done with the routine. Yes?
About the claim letter, we will write it in the discussion part or another page? This will be a cover or including the cover page with the heading line and date?
Okay, let's say, okay. So let's say this is the cover. This is the letter, the claim letter. Okay, and you'll have your company name here and address and all the stuff here. You write it here. So in the middle, you know, just like I showed you.
Discussion.
You have the content, you have the introduction, you have the discussion, and you have the conclusions. Yeah, you have everything here. Then your yours faithfully, whatever, and your signature and stuff like that. Okay. So we'll move to the guidelines for arguable claim letters. This is important, guys. The claim letters and the routine one and the arguable claim letter. In this case, use an indirect approach. People are more likely to respond favorably after reading your explanation. So you start with the explanation and details. You don't start with the problem, you start with the explanation and details. Begin with a neutral statement both parties can agree to, but that are also serve as the base of your request. You can start with a nice sentence about their company, for example. So you agree that the company has been doing very well in the past, okay? And he agrees, he's a worker in that company, it's his company, so he agrees with that. So start with something that both of you happy with, okay? Once you have established agreement, explain and support your claim. Include enough information for a fair evaluation, date and place of purchase, order number, dates of previous letters or calls, and background. Maybe you complained about this thing before, so mention when, letters or whatever, who did you speak with, so that they know that it's not the first time. Okay, the background for this complaint. Conclude by requesting a specific action. What do you want? What do they want? What do you want them to do? Do you want a refund? Do you want a replacement? Be polite, but assertive in wording your request. Assertive, strong, firm. Okay. Here's an example of arguable claims letter. Let's say that your TV that you bought from souk.com has 1 year guarantee. Okay. Today is the last day of the guarantee. Okay. All right. Let's say it broke today. Okay. Or let's say tomorrow, day after it broke. So just 1 day after the guarantee. Now this is arguable. I'm going to send them, basically going to explain it's not really fair. I mean, just 1 day it happened. So you want to convince them that, come on, I bought from you so many times. This never happened before. You want to convince them to accept your claim because legally, really, they don't have to. Okay? Your guarantee was finished, even 1 hour for them, it doesn't matter. But you want to try to convince them, you know. So you start with good statements, agreeable statements. You start with the details. Possibility you will get it, and possibility you will not get it. But you have to explain yourself and give evidence and why you should get it. Here's an example. Arguable claim letters use indirect structure. The routine claim letters use direct structure. So this is open to interpretation. They could agree with it or disagree. The reader may disagree. The reader needs persuading, iqna'. People are more likely to grant your request after you explain your problem first. So you start with explaining the problem. Okay. So, for example, your company has been our first choice provider of doors and windows frames for many years. Urbana Carpentry provides the best quality doors with great durability and strength. He is saying very nice things about the company. He's starting with very nice statement about the company. Okay. Begin with a neutral statement. Establish an agreement. Get the reader to agree with you from the beginning before you state your case. Start with an objective statement that nobody can disagree with. You're saying this company, your company is great. You know. On May 17th, now you're going to describe the problem. Giving details on what happened. Describe the problem. On May 17th, 2014, we ordered a solid mahogany door for a project we are working on. However, when it arrived on June 28, 2014, our site manager discovered that the door size is not the same as the measurement we provided. We gave you a measurement of 3.85 meters for the height of the door, but the door delivered to us measured 3.65 meters. So he's describing the problem. He's explaining the problem in full and include explain the problem in full and include enough information for the reader to make a fair evaluation. Only use objective facts. Now, if this, probably they spoke on the phone, okay? I would guess personally that they spoke on the phone, because if they had email or letter, they'll have a record. It will show that they asked for a door that is 3.85 meters, okay? So that becomes routine, very clear. You have our letter, it says 3.85, you send us 3.65 meters. So that will not need convincing or anything. So I would guess they spoke on the phone, he requested 3.85 meters. So now it's possible to say, no, I remember you requested 3.65, or I don't remember. That's why it's arguable now. So I would think this happened verbally. I'll continue. Now, what he wants, compensation. We were very disappointed and surprised by this, as we usually receive such great service from your company. So he's saying still, he's not attacking the company. He's saying your company is good, but this time there is a mistake. As we do not have time to wait for a replacement door, they have to finish the construction building or constructing the house or whatever, our carpenter can rebuild the door frame. The cost of this extra work will be $940.50. Obviously, this will increase our cost considerably. Now, he is explain why you deserve compensation, okay? You don't have time to do it. Explain the problem or difficulties that the issue has caused you. What did it cause you? Because it will cost you more money, okay? You don't have time to wait for the door to come, because you have to finish your job, because if you don't finish your job, probably you will pay penalty, okay? So, request, what do you want? We would like you to consider and authorize, تسمحونا, this additional charge, or تقبلوا هذا الcharge, as a compensation for sending the wrong size door. This will benefit both of us, as it will save us time and will save you the cost of returning the door and the waste of the door. The company who sent the door will lose two things. One, they will lose money because they are shipping the door back, taking back the door. Probably cost them $100, whatever, $50 or more. So they are losing money on shipment. And since the door is 3.65 and made for this job, maybe nobody will ask for this door again. Okay, so maybe they lose the door, they throw it. After a few months, it's an old door. Okay, so he's trying to convince them, you're going to lose two things. Okay, so he's saying basically we'll take the door, but we'll make another frame, but this will cost $900 and some. So please, you pay for that. So now you explain why your request should be granted. Tell the reader why it is in their interest to grant the request. State a response time and give the reader a deadline to respond by. Looking forward to, verb ing. So we have always had a good working relationship with Vintage Exteriors. That's the name of the company he bought the door from. And are looking forward to doing more business with you in the future. So he's telling them, you did not lose me. But really, hidden message, if they don't agree to this, they will lose him. He didn't say that. But he's saying, I look forward to working with you again in the future. You know, you did not lose me. We'll keep doing business together, which is a good sign. A copy of the invoice for $904.50 for our carpenter's additional work is attached. Please deduct the same amount from the cost of the door and send us an updated invoice by the end of the month. So the money, it will cost us $904. So whatever the price for the door minus $940, send us the new invoice, okay? And same thing here, write the correct format. Never forget letterhead, date, address, salutation, body, which is introduction and discussion and conclusion. Complimentary closing, yours faithfully, and so on. Signature, type, name, and position. And here are two examples. You can read them later on online. And let's see. So this one for routine claim letter. Okay. So this one for routine claim letter sample. And you have the address of the company. This is considered the letterhead. They don't have a logo, doesn't matter. And they have the date here. And the inside address, you have attention here. Attention and subject, so it has the detailed, okay? So there is no dear, he doesn't know who he is writing to. No dear, no sir, no madam. Attention, Consumer Affairs Department, subject, and then he discusses introduction, discussion, conclusion, and what does he want, signature, and so on. This is found online, of course. You can check it later. And here's arguable claim letter. Here is the letterhead, date, inside address, attention, same thing here. And here are more details. See, it's like more, takes more to, because you have to convince them. All right, so let's see. And here is the block letter format. Basically, this is the way letters are, okay? What comes here is the logo, okay? All right, so this is a margin, of course, margin, the logo, date, some spaces, about 4 spaces, 4 lines, okay? Then inside address, then 2 spaces, salutation, dear or whatever, then 2 spaces or 2 lines really. Introductory paragraph, 2 lines, discussion, 2 lines, concluding paragraph, 2 lines, closing. You'll have sincerely yours, then you move 3 spaces or 3 lines for your signature. Then you have signature and your name and your title. So remember these, study it well, because the spaces are important. You don't want to put the address here immediately underneath, okay? So remember these, it's online in PDF format and also on this PowerPoint presentation. Everything we talk about here is online. It's already there in PDF and maybe Word and stuff like that, plus the PowerPoint. Let's see, that's it. We are done with this. And I have some news for you.